Call the meeting in order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hell fell off of that.
Okay, we'll start off with meeting. Commissioner Wright is on Zoom today, so
Hello.
yep, we can hear you.
Good, thank you.
And we'll start off with the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or corrections or questions on the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Eve, any further discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Oh, I'm sorry, gotta do, yeah. Seeing as how Commissioner Wright is on Zoom, we have to do a roll call, so we'll start with roll call.
District 1,
Aye, yes.
District 2,
Aye.
District 3,
Aye.
District 4,
Aye.
District 5.
Aye.
Okay, approval of the previous board minutes from June 17th. Is there any additions or corrections to those? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
There's a motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
District 1,
Aye,
District 2,
Aye.
District 3,
Aye.
District 4,
Aye.
District 5.
Aye.
All right, now is the time for public comment. Is there anybody in the public that would like to come forward and make a comment? Now's your chance to do that.
I guess I'm not sure, like, how your meetings work.
So
You have public hearings coming up too.
if you could speak at the public hearing, but if you wanted to make a comment here, you can
But
also.
you get
Okay,
comments on other things later,
okay,
right?
yep,
Okay, wanna make sure.
yep. All right, seeing as how no public comment, hearing isn't until 9:30, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. There's 3 items on the consent agenda. We have some beer license and liquor licenses for renewals.
I'll make a motion to approve it. I'll second that.
Any further discussion? If not, we'll do roll.
District 1,
yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to action items. Number 1, consider approving memorandum of agreement between Houston County and local union 2166 American Federation of State Employees, AFL-CIO Council 65, adding lead eligibility worker and lead child support officer in the 2025-2027 collective bargaining agreement. Mr. Parker.
Good morning. So these two positions, the lead eligibility worker and also the lead child support officer, are positions we already have, and they're already filled. They're already part of the union. When the ASME contract was negotiated, their titles were not included into the wage and salary grid. So this memorandum of agreement is just putting their salary and names into the salary grid of that union contract.
So it's just the fact that those leads weren't?
Yeah, yep, so those lead eligibility and the lead child support officers, their verbiage was not in the salary grid within the,
Oh, okay.
the contract.
They were in the union, they just weren't.
correct.
Okay,
It's just that they didn't appear in there. And so we're currently going through the process to fill that lead eligibility worker.
Okay, and
So
that-
some concerns came up on that.
Okay,
So that's what kind of prompted this to add that.
okay.
And they've been covered through the union, and added prior back. It's just the verbiage is not in there.
Yep. Any other questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve the MOA?
You looked that all over, it appears to be in order, and what you said, I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? We'll do roll.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we can't do that until we have a public hearing. We could do the payments. Number 3, consider reviewing and approving payments. Everybody's had a chance to look at the payments on the board packet. Any questions on those?
I'll make a motion to approve the payments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, we'll do roll.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Okay. Want to move on to discussion items, administrative updates? Carol, you got anything you'd like to share?
I'll let you guys go ahead.
Okay. I really don't have not a lot to bring forward. We had land use meeting, committee meeting this morning. Bob will give an update on that, I'm sure. Yeah, he's the one that takes the notes.
Didn't have a lot there, so I'll just.
There's some clarity we need to do in the fees for the cannabis stuff, so that'll come up during the hearing. And, yeah,
A little bit of road work being done on County 4, 7, and 18. Some closures that'll be during the day, but just typically from after the rush hour to before rush hours.
yep. They've been doing culvert replacements on County 7 there. And those will be repaved, but they want to let it settle before they do that, so. And plus shape it up for paving, so, but that, eventually they will be repaved. County 10, the box culvert's in. They're just doing the finishing touches on that. Hopefully the road will be open back up here this week. So that's come along real well. We have a planning commission meeting this Thursday night, got 3 items on that. So. Commissioner Wright, do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Let's see. I'll let Carol have the highlights of the department head meeting since she's right there. We had that yesterday. Also, I did have a conversation, and I don't know if Amelia's in the room.
If what?
No.
Is Amelia in the room right now?
No.
Okay, so I was gonna join her in the or have her join in the conversation, talking to, a group about possibly doing a, community gathering, input on solar. This is a group that has, worked through AMC. They offered to have Houston County participate in a more of a, community forum that they would put on. I don't know a lot of information about this yet. I know they have a study that's going on and they need to have their study completed by September. So they'd actually contact us and work with some community members on their input on solar, commercial solar in the month of July. So we don't have a lot of information on it yet. I sent you, Eric, what I had.
Ran right in.
So that's one session that I had. We still need to meet with, Selco. They've had a request for, to meet with us on some, the salary, issues for their, group. And so we'll be talking about that with some negotiations with, them. And that's all I have today.
Okay, yeah, I responded, Thursdays was, some meeting dates maybe?
Oh, yeah, Tuesday's much better, so.
Yeah, if you could find a way to make it work on a Tuesday, that'd be great, but.
Yeah, that was just the dates, that, Krista Ross put out,
Yep,
so.
yep. And Amelia's in the room now, so she did bring this up at land use too.
Good,
Missed that part, but,
Okay.
what you brought up. And, I just got a question on that. So do they want the county to be involved with this as a
No.
partner or?
No, and I asked specifically, is this, like a public hearing or, because everything that we do, we need to make sure that it's open meeting and all that, and it's actually gathering input. It's kind of like, I'm looking at it kind of like a survey, more or less, but them gathering a few, community members in a room just to get their input. It's for their research. So like I said, I really, I sent you what I know, and Amelia doesn't probably have a lot of information on it either. So, our next step is finding out a bit more about what is it that they want, but it doesn't really involve the county. It's taking place in the county,
Okay, all right.
county government, I mean.
Yeah, and then they're providing that report back to us as a summary of people's feelings so that we can use it for planning and policy making.
Okay,
It's just another piece of due diligence. It might be helpful, to reach out. But we didn't get a lot of information on it, right, Amelia?
Yeah.
well, we just need to get more information then, it sounds like.
Sure, but it would be happening fairly soon.
Yeah,
They would schedule these, in the next month or so. So that's why we're bringing it up.
okay. All right. You want to add anything, Amelia?
No,
Okay.
I don't think, was there anything additional from what we talked about this morning?
no. Okay. All right, thank you. Commissioner Zender.
Had a meeting in Rochester on radio communication stuff, the grants going forward for the in-school mapping that we've been talking about for quite a while now. So that's continue moving forward, not much else on that. Safety committee meeting, Brent did a great job and continues to do a good job with that, so keep up the good work there. Informational, gets everybody together, kind of gets everybody thinking on the same sheet of music, so that's moving in the right direction also. Jail meeting is coming up. We were gonna do it today, but everybody countywide is in their post audit for law enforcement, so we will not be, we gotta get through post audits today, everybody, so
Okay.
we'll be meeting shortly.
That was our one for 1 o'clock today, got canceled?
Yeah. I was gonna call you on that. But I was working on my post audit, so I forgot.
Perfect.
Sorry.
All good.
You know now, that's good.
It's not 1 o'clock yet,
That's all right.
so, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Schultz.
Well, I don't have my 1 o'clock meeting, so that's good. Amelia and I attended the annual solid waste meeting last week. I'm on the policy committee for that. Went over some of their reports. Everything looked really good number-wise with their recycling over there. They kind of covered some of the expansion that they're looking at doing to the program where they reuse the chemicals in that and actually putting up a different building, so
Okay.
pretty good. They're moving forward on that. Other than that, they got, union negotiation today, if that one's still going on, so.
Okay.
Brent gave the.
Commissioner Myrie?
About the same thing, union thing, I think for personnel, right? Yep. Outside of that, not much. Got a few phone calls on these couple referendums, but see what happens.
All right. Okay. Carol, do you need to get your notes for the
Oh, the department head.
department head meeting?
So I guess we started out with, but one of the big things that came up is the IT and the move to the new email address format. We won't be co.houston.mn.us, we'll be HOCO.MN. So Andy's they've been working on the transition department by department. The recorder's office kind of, spearheaded was the first, and as with like transitions, there are things that come up.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving today,
So it'll be just HOCOMN
Mm-hmm.
instead of the long drawn out one.
right,
All right.
and it'll just be, first initial and last name, won't be your full name.
Oh, really?
anymore.
Okay.
Probably the point to really think about is things that you have set up automatically to get emailed to you. You need to find all of those profiles and get those changed. It's not going to, the old addresses aren't going to go away for probably quite some time, but
They won't be forwarded either to
they'll be forwarded.
Okay.
If it comes to your old one, it'll go to your new one. But in order to get those transitioned, you should start working on updating profiles. And one good thing is that the spam won't follow. So you'll be spam-free for a while.
Okay.
Or HOCO.MN. Won't take long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There was talk, Luke addressed the Board of Review. There were like 9 or 10 people there that actually had changes. Cindy did point out that the educational materials that they provide are helpful in the districts that they attend to.
Yeah, we've heard lots of compliments on that from residents and other government officials. So that's very helpful.
Polly's been dealing with some interesting phone calls to deal with boundary lines, and then we had the Wildcat ordeal, call it ordeal. John, with the 1-day special session of the legislature, pretty much everything that they had proposed in terms of cuts was dropped. There is a change probably in the Min Choice wavered, where they do time studies for people, and it used to be one way, but now it's going to be a flat fee. They're not sure, they're looking at how that might affect budget revenues. Sheriff Swedberg, the patrol boat is in, working well. He pointed out the community celebrations that will be upcoming, that their department will be kind of busy with. Brownsville, 4th of July, right on down the line. That bicycle
Gravel cup?
gravel cup,
Yep.
that's during Apple Fest.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll be looking at, patrols, and I know they requested the assistance of the, with the drone and all of that.
Oh, really?
kind of stuff.
EMS, drone and all that? Yep.
Yeah. So that'll keep
I know-
them busy
Yeah, I think,
with the
you
posse.
requested to be included on all emails concerning that, I believe, too. So,
So he's been keeping up on that.
well, we'll be getting email updates on that, whatever, when that gets closer there, so.
There was a veterans event in Winona that Rob talked on, and Not a lot of changes that they've heard in benefits that the veterans are receiving, but they, are not sure. We really don't get money for the administration, just the $10,000 state grant, and that hasn't changed. Sue Bublitz, they won their Court of Appeals regarding a case, and they had until, I believe, yesterday to see if they were gonna appeal, so I'm not sure if that happened. There was discussion regarding the Central Square program and the ending the contract. Environmental services, the public meetings, and the, what's on Thursday night? The Planning Commission, it's not
Yep.
Board of Adjustment?
There's a Board of Adjustment
There
too
is
on
both.
Thursday night, yep.
Okay, so there's both. She did say that Doug Knack with Printy Quick will be retiring at probably the end of August, so we'll have to look at having other printing options available.
Really?
There's Thorson's Graphics in La Crescent, and I guess I don't know if he's attempted to sell his business or if he's just closing. It's the first I've heard of it, so it might be an opportunity for someone if he's thinking of that. Well, we have the open positions, the eligibility worker, the case aide, and the lead eligibility worker, which closed Friday, and it sounds like there was a pretty good pool of candidates. We do have the move, as John said, Sue stole his employees. So they'll have to hire a collection person in human services. We had the finance committee this morning. It was kind of a slim crew. It's May, so really we're just kind of getting to where our tax settlement is going to be entered into the June financials, crossing our fingers that our cash balances hold till then, and they will. So at the end of June, the reports will be sent out as soon as possible, along with the 2026 budget worksheets for department heads to then submit, so that we can work on the levy before the September deadline.
Yep.
The proposed levy and budget. Yeah, that's kind of what we have.
Okay, I know, Brian brought up county engineer about, state money for highway. If he figures it's gonna be a wash, there was concerns there was gonna be a lot of cuts, but
Yeah.
there was a little bit of cut, but then there was a addition too, so. Like the auto parts sales tax, some of that's still gonna go to general. It was supposed to be all for highway, but it didn't, so. So that they think they'll be fine there.
Yeah, it's certainly better than what it started out at.
Yeah, it was, yep.
And I haven't found CPA numbers to see what actually happened with that. We'll know within the
Yeah,
next.
we were told at our District 9 meeting that our CPA wasn't gonna change, but, I'll believe it when I see it, so it's one of those deals. But, that's our county program aid we get from the state, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's kind of
okay,
that in a nutshell.
yeah. You brought up the Wildcat thing, I've been dealing with that, a few phone calls on that over the weekend as well, so. Sounds like it's gotten straightened out.
I believe it has.
Yep,
Probably something we'll have to take a look at for the future to
right,
get more of a procedure into place and
yep,
make sure that the campers all sign, that they know those ordinances and rules. So,
and also the board chair gets notified about when his signature's
well, and I
being-
do have to, they're coming up with this letter, and I said, well, it's a county ordinance, shouldn't, it probably should be the board chair, but I guess I assumed that you would be notified.
Well, I was notified, I wanted to talk to the county attorney, and she did explain, she sent an email Monday morning explaining her point of view on that, which I thought was fine, I just didn't have that information.
Right.
last Friday, so.
It was kind of one of those things, let's,
Hurry up
make
and-
sure we can get this done before the weekend and maybe get this resolved, especially before the holiday weekend, so. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, our Board of Equalization was last Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. That went well. Went on for quite a long time, but 2 hours, I believe, but we went through it all and everybody seemed satisfied with the answers that they were asked questions for, so. So that's that. Oh, yeah, anybody in the audience, if you haven't signed in up at the podium, you should do that. Just so we have your name and know who's all been here, so.
Gonna wait with the closing public comment.
Yeah, well, wait till after we're done, but we could do a short recess until 9:30 here,
Got 4 minutes.
and then we'll start our public hearing.
Who are you meeting with after this for? What union are we meeting with? So what he wants, maybe we won't take away off and we're done with him.
That'd be good. Yeah. I don't think today we put it yet, so.
Getting kinda ugly on that side of the table over there. People are bitching, they wanna sign, people don't wanna sign. Can't get it to a couple guys' heads. No, we'll get picture happy here.
I'm gonna charge for that.
Yeah, we're charged.
Something for new times.
Well, you brought your camera, that's more than they can say for your competition.
I can't really run a whole lot. It comes in the
You never know when it comes in handy.
Oh, yeah, I never done one.
That's why I look around for your white pickup, so you can't blackmail me with some picture.
Well, now you know I'm not driving straight anymore.
Oh, yeah, you got rid of that one? What are you
Well, I
driving
still
now?
have it. I'm gonna
Hey,
take
man.
it back to New Mexico
Okay.
for my husband. I have a suggestion. Can you guys talk during the public hearing?
Yep.
We can't hear you? Can't hear us?
We can't hear you guys at all.
Okay.
My manager and I both have hearing aids and they can't hear a word.
We'll get it up. We'll turn her up. We'll tell.
Well, get him closer to you, I guess. You can pull him down.
Come up here to talk too, wouldn't it?
Yep, yep.
I don't think we're gonna be saying a hell of a lot, are we?
It's a listening for us, I believe.
Make sure they use their microphones and should be okay. Allison, is there any way you can turn the volume up just a tick? They said they can't hear back there. I don't know. Or just the volume in the room, cause they can't hear in the back.
I don't think I can't turn the volume on.
We'll just have to speak up.
Well, they come up and use the speakers phones, that'd help.
Have to lean in.
Will they be speaking from the microphones and the?
I'll have them
computers?
come forward to the microphone. Yep.
Perfect, thank you. Because there's no visual. I don't mind looking at you guys, but I'm just saying that I can't see anyone that's speaking then.
Yeah, that's one change that was made when the new deal, they didn't put the
Yeah.
camera back, so.
Yeah, it's tough. You can't get all angles.
feel better. I don't look any better, but I feel better.
As long as you feel better, that's all that matters. So we can go.
What happened?
Where did our sheriff go?
He's here. He's up talking to Todd.
Huh?
He was talking to Todd. What happened?
We are yet, yeah.
Oh,
We're
no.
gonna start here shortly.
Cindy changed her name?
That's somebody that, I think, people can zoom, okay.
Jesus, joking.
Okay. Well, it's hard to tell sometimes, Greg.
Being so serious. All right, so from now on, I'll say to you, I'm gonna make a joke here.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm Norwegian, I'm slow.
Well, I'm half Polish. Ryan's right there.
All right, being that it's 9:31, we can get started with the public hearing. Is there a motion to go into public hearing?
Make a motion to go into public hearing.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, we'll do roll.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Okay. This hearing is about our proposed ATV ordinance, UTV, golf carts. Maybe if we like, could have the sheriff come up and kind of go over it with it before we get started with public comment.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Right.
So the ordinance that we proposed is to give actually the citizens more freedom than the currently the law allows. This ordinance will allow the side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and then golf carts at lower speed limits to drive on the county roads, the far right side of the county roads. Both Fillmore and Winona County have ordinances that are somewhat similar to this, so we're the only county that doesn't have an ordinance on this. So I think it'd be appropriate to have it. For example, Winona County has an ordinance that says if you don't have a sticker from the county, they can give you a citation for it. Well, if we have an ordinance, we can give our own citizens the permit, and which will be valid in their county. It's actually we're doing an injustice not to have it, because I know a lot of people from Houston area go up to Winona County, and either they have to get a permit from Winona County or they're in violation. But if they can get a permit from us, better for them and better for us, realistically.
But they would have to have a permit from us and Winona County.
Incorrect.
And they'd have to have one for Fillmore County too.
No, both our ordinance and Winona says if you have a sticker from your county, it's valid in their county.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, so somebody from Fillmore wouldn't have to get a Houston sticker?
No, they would not. Their sticker would be valid in our county and vice versa.
Okay.
I can't tell you exactly what stat or subdivision it's in the one we have, but it's written verbatim from Winona County's.
All right, I missed that part. Minimum speed is what?
The posted speed limit for the side-by-sides, depending on the conditions of weather and everything. And then for the golf carts, it's 45 or under the speed limit.
So a golf cart would be okay to be on county roads, but isn't there a minimum that has to go? No?
No, impeding traffic, sure.
Right.
There's a statute on impeding traffic, but on roads besides interstates, there's not a minimum
Okay,
per se.
okay.
And realistically, I mean, this is just enforcing what people are already doing.
Right.
People are already driving their side-by-sides on county roads, which is legal, but there is some confusion in the DNR laws and gray areas, this ordinance will resolve.
It's under Minnesota statute 84-928. It says in addition to the information on 17 and 18 to class 2, which is your UTVs, within public roadway, right-of-way of county state aid or county highways on the right shoulder and extreme right-hand side of the road, left turns may be made from any part of the road if it is safe to do so under the prevailing conditions. It's already allowing it. This is just cleaning up the kind of unspoken language of the law, because the law is not exactly the clearest. So, and I have said this before, the city of Caledonia did adopt a ordinance on UTVs, ATVs, and golf carts. It has actually cleaned up a lot of our calls for problems with them, and we have less problems now with less enforcement because people understand the rules. And certainly, not everyone is following the rules, because we all know that that's a realistic thing. But having the ordinance has done, in my opinion, it's helped for us and our enforcement. And it also, I think, promotes, I would like to see more of UTVs, ATVs, promoting some tourism here in Houston County. And, you know, as a snowmobiler, that's kind of a dying thing for us. No snow, and people use state trails all the time. Well, if that was something that moved forward, look at how many people travel up north to go ATV or UTVing. It brings business to communities. So having the ordinance isn't making it harder or for people to do it, it's encouraging it.
Sheriff, I've had a couple calls on the permit process. Could you go into that a little bit further?
We don't have the permit process totally worked out, but we're looking to we're probably trying to make it streamlined for everybody and very simple and easy. I would like it to have it at the office, of course, but also online, so people would be able to submit it online and possibly get a temporary permit immediately. So if they say someone from out of town wants to get a permit for the county to be here for the weekend, they can do it online, get a temporary permit immediately, and not have to wait for it. And then we can send them the sticker in the mail after we review it.
And that would be for any UTV in the county?
Correct.
So if I live, okay, never mind, go
Let me
ahead.
stay back, but it does not include agricultural. All the side-by-sides and four-wheelers are licensed as agricultural. This is for recreational use I'm talking about.
People that have ag permits would be basically exempt from this rule?
Under the statute, you register actually your side-by-side, I'm gonna go ahead and use that
Yep.
route, either as a ag or recreational or personal use.
Right.
Under the statute, it says if you register your vehicle as agricultural, it can only be used agricultural,
Right.
according to statute.
Right, right. And it can only be used to go from farm to farm, right?
It says agricultural, I can't tell you about farm to farm. So yes, farm to farm is agricultural.
That's what I understood, is that when I got mine, I had an ag permit, so I can only use mine to go to another farm down the road. And if I had to use a county road to do it, I can do that.
Correct. Or if you need to go to the feed
That
store,
muddy water thing. It's
Yeah.
not very well spoken.
that's where it's get a little confusing because it talks about being the shoulder or the right of way of the road. Statute, you can interpret it different ways. The right of way technically be from the whole road plus both sides of the road. Or the right of way is just on the shoulder down in the ditch. That's the problem, is interpretation of that part of the law. Because it does talk about nesting seasons. I don't remember the exact dates where you can't drive on the right of way.
Yep.
But the right of way can be considered the entire road from shoulder to shoulder or from ditch to ditch.
Yep.
So that's the problem, how you interpret that part of it.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm not looking to restrict, it's actually allowing more for citizens and to clear it up.
I have a question about how law enforcement distinguishes between an ag permit, someone using an ag permit and someone using a recreational permit. Unless you pull that person over, how do you know the difference if they're in town with their vehicle?
It's actually the registration itself. It's not the sticker.
You got a sticker,
It's a registration.
Oh, it's gonna be a different color or a
an
different,
egg permit, you
Look.
yeah, egg permits have their own stickers on, you
Yeah,
got.
and they have their
Right.
own certificates different too.
yep, okay.
I mean, enforcement is gonna be the same as before. We rarely have any issues with this. I don't see by allowing this, we're not gonna get a huge, influx of people coming in. I mean, wonderful for businesses. There is a lot of side-by-side, groups going around doing poker run type events. and-
Benefits.
Yeah, benefits. So,
So what about you got all these border towns, you got Eitzen, Spring Grove, Harmony, Mabel. If they put on a four-wheeler ride and all these people from Iowa come, who's gonna be there to put the stamp on them, or do they get to ride free, or how's that gonna work?
they're technically, they should be registering, getting a permit, a three-year permit.
So they gotta register in Minnesota to come over here to ride in a ride?
To be in Houston County,
Yep.
yes, they should.
They won't do that.
By state.
Yeah, but I
So if
mean,
I take my snowmobile and I go to Michigan, I have to buy a Michigan Trail Pass.
Okay.
If I take my UTV or ATV and I go to Michigan, I have to buy a Trail Pass sticker from them. This isn't, we're not recreating the wheel, Greg. And I'm gonna use the fire department, Eitzen does a ride, a benefit ride for their department. We do the mud and dust ride here. We haven't got real excited about if somebody wants to come spend some money in our community and support a good cause. We're not gonna wander around, at least I'm not going to wander around or have my people wander around and go, oh, you don't have the right sticker. I'm not too concerned about that. If you're riding here repeatedly every single day, you should get your Minnesota license. Okay, it's not about Houston County, it's about what the state of Minnesota, the state of Iowa, the state of Wisconsin, whatever, what they do. Maybe it's no different than snowmobiles.
I mean, it's the same thing as going over to Mabel. I mean, very short distance away, they have an ordinance that requires to permit also.
well, Eitzen and half of their four-wheelers are out of Iowa.
Sure.
Just kinda wondering how you're gonna set
And we're
them.
gonna enforce it just like we have been. We're not gonna be out there looking,
So then people probably aren't gonna come to the four-wheeler ride then.
I guess I disagree. I don't see that issue in Fillmore County.
Well, if you gotta pay $50 to get a permit, and then you get a ticket if you don't, so what's the reason, why would you wanna come here? Let's go someplace where we can go and ride free, you don't have to pay anything.
I think you're looking too deep into it.
Okay.
I guess there's rides going on right now with stuff, and I can tell you, I don't know the last time we even stopped a side-by-side, and that's not gonna change, just because we have an ordinance for it. Our deputies are not gonna be looking to see if it have a permit and looking for that at all. Most likely, if they get in a crash, we'll see if they have the permit type thing.
Well, I think also you have to look at it too, if I'm permitted here in Houston County, I have a four-wheeler, I have my stuff here in Houston County. If I go up to Bemidji and ride for a weekend, I don't need a sticker from Bemidji, cause I have my Minnesota stuff.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I mean, I think we're getting the cart kinda ahead of the horse here. Whether we even, and that's for the board to decide, obviously, but whether there's a fee for it or not, the ordinance itself, take away the sticker or anything else, is just to clean up the language of this to encourage it,
So if
not to restrict it.
so if you'd have an ag license or an ag tag in Iowa, would that be permitted in Minnesota?
I'm not going to be concerned about what Iowa has. If you're gonna be here every single day riding in Minnesota, they might wanna get a Minnesota sticker. Not a Houston County sticker, but a state of Minnesota sticker.
They have them? Okay.
See, right now, that's what's required, is you gotta have either an ag tag or you gotta have a state sticker, right?
Yep.
So,
This is
this is just another sticker.
It's a good thing.
It says sticker in the statute.
Houston County sticker.
Yep. For example, you're using the Iowa border example. Well, I just talked about Houston people going to, up to Winona County. That's the same difference. People from Houston are still going up to Itoka. It's not stopping them, and I probably can guarantee that majority of them don't have Winona County stickers. That's not stopping them from going, and it'd be the same applying from Iowa people going to Eitzen.
But if El McKee and Winnichick don't have an ordinance, then that don't make no difference to them, correct?
To El McKee and
If they don't have an ordinance, then they can't just come in Minnesota and ride. If they have an ordinance, they can
They,
come
they should
over.
get they should get a permit.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking. Just like
Yeah.
the Houston people going to Winona County, they should get a permit.
Yep.
It's different than if they do.
A lot of the questions that Greg's asking there are covered right here in the DNR register. They talk about the registration, they talk about the difference between the ag and the normal registration. So in addition to that, what would be the benefit of adding our own sticker?
It just gives the freedom for people to, they can drive legally without any issues, that kind of gray area.
Can I ask how the gray area is going to be explained to residents? I've asked this before about just having a process for the education, because it seems like there's a lot of up in the air details that we're not really either, I'm hearing that someone's not going to worry about quotes, or it doesn't occur that often, but an ordinance is pretty comprehensive in my view to enact an ordinance. So is that a plan for the county and for the sheriff's office to work on the details of that, to explain to people what does the interpretation of the ordinance? We've had some issues already within our attorney office and our sheriff's department having a conflict of interpreting those.
Correct, and this ordinance clarifies it then.
Yeah, that's, I was
So-
gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
I was gonna say, Cindy, that's why we're having this hearing, is to.
Yes.
To,
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm just
if
curious.
If anybody wants to ask questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. So Cindy, if you have questions about it or concerns, just let
Well,
me know
it's
and I'll
not
answer
just-
them right now instead of
It's
later on.
honestly not me, it's, the residents, I think, that are, asking the question, what it means, and I'm just asking for some form of education. Yes, we can, they can refer to the manuals. I just want to make sure, because if we have representatives from the county that says, well, we're not really clear on that, and it's a gray area, how do we expect residents to understand what they're supposed to do to obey the law or obey that ordinance? That's my question. I'm not asking for an answer at this point. I'm just asking for something to be, at least for you to consider that. The other question I have is, what cities in the county besides La Crescent do not have an ordinance?
And that's the only one I know of. It doesn't have
And
an
how-
ordinance.
Okay, so since they do not have an ordinance, then they would have to react possibly to this one if they did not, they wanted to limit the use. within the
I stand
city.
corrected. They do have an ordinance. It says, I can't remember exact wording, but it says that ATVs are not allowed. They don't define what ATV is.
within the
which is-
city limits of La Crescent.
I don't know exact wording, but they do have an ordinance.
I think they
It
have
says
some
no ATVs.
limitations for people with disabilities and some things like that, yes.
Yep, so they actually do have an ordinance.
Mhm.
Maybe we should hear from the public. This is a public hearing, so maybe we should have some comments from the public. And you can come back, Brian, if we had to ask more questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, now's your chance for the public to speak and come forward here so people can hear you on the mic. Come on. State your name and where you're from.
I am Bev Bauer, and I'm from Caledonia area out in the country. I just have a few questions. When you're talking about this permit, this extra permit that ATVs are gonna need, have you come up with a fee or anything like that? What you're talking about? I mean, we live out in the country, but we don't own a farm. And so we have a four-wheeler and a side-by-side. We already paid $66 each for the Minnesota permit. And yes, that is for 3 years. So my question is, I mean,
Was that the registration or the trail permit, Bev?
We don't have a trail permit,
State of Minnesota doesn't have a trail permit?
it's different. That would be for like state aid trails up north.
Okay.
We don't have them down.
So that's your registration, 3-year registration?
right,
Like a
registration,
snowmobile?
yeah, and we have a little license plate to put on and whatever. I mean, when I'm thinking about this, you know, you have a vehicle and I know they're bigger and I know they're more expensive, but they don't have to have a permit in every city, every county, wherever you go. Does snowmobiles, when you go to Winona County, do they have to have a Winona County sticker and a Houston County sticker and Fillmore County sticker? I mean, is that how that is? And in cities, every time a snowmobile goes into a city, I mean, our whole vehicles are gonna be stickers. We already go to Wisconsin, so we buy the permit for Wisconsin, we buy the permit for Iowa, because that's in our vicinity, you know.
What does that cost down in Iowa, if you don't mind me asking?
The Wisconsin one I just got, it's so much for a weekend or so much for a year. So if you're gonna go more than once, I wanna say it's $25 or $35, I'm not sure.
$35.
It is 35? Okay, I
that
just
for
got
a
it, but I can't
weekend,
remember.
Todd?
We just got the,
For a year.
The whole year.
$35 for an entire year.
yep. And I mean, when we're in Wisconsin doing the trails, we don't worry about what county we're in or anything like that. How would we even know?
Because you have a state sticker.
Yep. Yeah, so, and then you've got the ag or the farmers or whatever, they are supposed to have an ag sticker. So if you have, if a farmer has a side-by-side and a sticker for his ag, and we go on a four-wheeler ride or side-by-side ride, technically he can't take that out there.
That's true.
Okay,
Not with the, not, well, just he has to have a state sticker also.
they'd have to have the state sticker and a county sticker, or,
Well, if we enact the county ordinance, yes, then they would have to have it.
so then a farmer would have to
Strictly for
have,
farm use. So for farmers to go from farm to farm, strictly farm business.
okay,
If he's joining a benefit ride or joy riding to go to someplace for supper or
Yeah.
whatever, he would have to have the state sticker.
and the
And
county sticker,
If the county had a ordinance,
and the ag sticker.
You're gonna have a state sticker anyway.
not if, you don't need a state sticker if you, just for ag.
Right.
But that's strictly for ag use and it's a one-time
Yeah.
purchase.
Yep, right.
This is why this is so muddy.
This is what?
It's muddy because it's so, there's so many gray areas. It's like this works for this, but not for this.
Right.
Kind of for this, but not really for this.
And then you got golf carts, they're allowed out on the,
And now let's look at the definition of a golf cart.
I mean, how fast can they go?
Have you seen the new golf carts?
I have not, I don't golf, so I don't know anything about a golf
Yeah.
Well,
cart.
they're not the old time
Yeah,
electric
this-
golf carts.
I
that
can
we
assure
got.
you that the ones
Nothing
we're
along?
talking about don't have no place for a golf club set to be put on.
Oh, okay.
They are,
Okay, Bev, we got what you're saying.
Okay, and the other thing I'm thinking of is, and I know this is not motorized, but bicyclists. They're allowed on state highways, they're allowed on any road they want. Do they need permits for each county, each city, state, anything like that?
They don't,
So I just, you know,
I got your point.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Morning.
Morning.
I'm Gregory Hussman. I live in La Crescent, 621 North Fourth. I'm more than likely going to be in a minority on this issue. In La Crescent, we're dealing with the same thing right now as far as the city ordinance and trying to figure out where we're going to go. And what the county does and how they enact something on county roads, it doesn't, it impacts us because we have county roads in La Crescent. La Crescent has become a pretty aggressive bicycle community with the amount of money that's been spent. And I'm not saying I'm supporting or denying that or not supporting it. The street that I live on North 4th Street, I've lived on La Crescent long enough to remember when that was a gravel road. It was the only road that got up to Northridge. I built a house on that street 30-some years ago, and I still live there. The township, which is above us, nice township, nice residents, nice people, they all come down North 4th Street, which is fine. I know there's a large number of them that have side-by-sides and use them, so they're gonna use North 4th Street. One of the questions I have is, if the county enacts an ordinance, then is the city required to enact an ordinance for people to have access from, let's say, the residents above me in the township? Do we have to figure out a way to get them to the county road? Or can they technically leave their residence, come down North 4th Street and get on the county road? The other concern I have when I listen to people that are in favor of it, and I respect that. I mean, I have discussions with them all the time. They don't like my idea, I don't like theirs. But when you enact an ordinance, enforcement, it's like putting up stop signs. I was on the city council in La Crescent for 20 years, and people would ask for a stop sign, and we normally would put up a stop sign. I sit on where I live on a corner of August Hills and North 4th, and I watch 95% of the people that come out of August Hills run through the stop sign. So technically, they're breaking the law. If we're gonna have an ordinance, for side-by-sides for the county, and we should be prepared to enforce what goes along with it. I think that's important. I don't think we do in La Crescent, and the chief and we get along fine, but I don't think you need to arrest everybody or give them a $150 ticket for running a stop sign, but I think stopping them and letting them know that you witnessed that, give them a warning. It's gonna be the same way with side-by-sides. Somebody mentioned here a little earlier about the noise of the speed of the new golf carts, and I've seen that. I also think that the speed and the noise of side-by-side has changed. I mean, some of these things get souped up and they get, like a motorcycle. They're not an electric vehicle. They're noisy. So I think the county, I would hope that you'd be very diligent in your decisions and how you move forward with this and understand how it impacts everybody. There isn't anybody on the street that I live on. Some people have been there not as long as me. I'm probably the oldest person there. They're not in favor of side-by-sides coming down that street. So I've been pretty aggressive in the city and talking to city officials. North 4th Street does not have a sidewalk, and trying to do it, it would be a financial disaster. And if they did it, I'd pay for mine. We get a lot of bike traffic, we get a lot of pedestrian traffic. There's young families that live in La Crescent, they travel up and down North 4th Street. But it's not just that street, it's all the streets. I think the people that don't have side-by-sides or golf carts aren't really aware of where everything is going. We don't have a newspaper anymore that prints everything, so people have to go online. But anyway, I appreciate the opportunity to give my little spiel, and hope you consider your decisions and how it affects everybody in different communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Yep.
Who's next? Okay.
Morning, everyone, and morning, Sydney. My name's Colin Lewis. I'm one of the owners of Copperhead Carts in La Crescent. So these golf carts you're talking about, that's what we sell. I'm only going to speak on the golf cart legalization aspect of this matter, as that is what I am most knowledgeable about. I think there's a broad misconception about what people perceive as a golf cart driving around town. Last year, 83% of our golf carts we sold within Houston County came equipped with headlights, taillights, turn signals, hazard lights, a horn, side mirrors, and some even had 3-point seat belts and a backup camera. Our golf carts weigh anywhere from 800 to 1,200 pounds, which is roughly 5 times lighter than a car. That would reduce the wear and tear on our roads even less than a standard vehicle driving on them and would save taxpayer money on road improvements over the years. Houston County would also see a significant increase in revenue from registration and permit fees if they allowed street-ready golf carts to be legal within county limits. Our golf carts actually top out at 25 miles per hour, so they can't go very fast, but they improve access to businesses and services for people of all ages. Which is why I also want to address the issue of increased mobility for our senior citizens. Nationwide, roughly 18% of the population stops driving cars after the age of 65. In La Crescent, for example, a staggering 24.6% of our population is over the age of 65. Compare that to Onalaska, Wisconsin, across the river, where 11.3% of their population is over the age of 65. So, almost 1 in 4 of our citizens of our population may either choose or be forced to stop driving a car or truck soon. A street-ready golf cart is a viable option to keep our seniors an active member of our community. Just because they don't drive a car anymore doesn't mean they can't handle a slow-moving vehicle like a golf cart. Whether it's going to the grocery store, the bank, or their grandkids' Little League game, it's important to keep our seniors feeling like they can still actively participate in our community. Copperhead Carts has grown significantly over the years. We believe we can increase the tax base even more as our business grows, employ more mechanics to ensure every cart is operating safely, and be an ongoing resource of education for those interested in learning more. I don't really have any questions for you guys. I'm part of a group that is working to legalize this in La Crescent. We have a large following, and they asked me to come here and speak today. So if there's any questions you guys have for me, I'm happy to answer. But other than that, I just wanted to share some numbers with you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Next. Come forward. Yep. State your name, where you're from.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Teresa O'Donnell Ebner. I live in La Crescent, and I currently serve on the La Crescent City Council. I'm here primarily to listen and learn a little bit more about what the proposal is and to maybe share a little bit about what my personal concerns are. I want to be sure you understand I'm not speaking on behalf of the City Council. I'm here as an individual, just so that's clear. We've had a lot of conversations in La Crescent about ATVs, UTVs, golf carts, and we're giving it some serious consideration, but we're postponing for a while we try to sort out what our downtown redevelopment is going to look like, how might ATVs and UTV and golf cart use impact how we're designing our downtown, and so we're holding off right now on some of that. One of the biggest concerns that I personally have is safety, and wanting to be sure that we're looking at an ordinance that will address safety concerns. One of the things, it's with adults, it's I think can be expected to follow rules if rules are clear. I am more concerned about minors and having operators who are under 18 driving these in a manner that could cause some concerns. One of the ordinance proposals that we were looking at had restrictions on minor drivers and whether or not they could have other minor passengers that were non-relatives. I think that's a measure that could help to have some control over how those minors are operating these vehicles. So I'm not here to make a decision one way or the other. I just want to share with you some of the concerns. As I've been listening to people in our community, I've had just as many or more people concerned about allowing ATVs in La Crescent than I have in favor of them. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to have La Crescent move forward. Every community should decide for themselves. That's why you have a city council. That's why you have a township. You have these elected officials to try to make the best decision on behalf of the community, taking in everybody's point of view, and the county commissioners, I'm sure, are doing the same. I just want to be sure that La Crescent has the opportunity to make a decision that's right for them and what we feel is going to serve our community best. and be thoughtful about how we do this in a manner that can be safe for everyone. I do have concerns about minor operators, being on and about, and especially in La Crescent where you've got state highway, you have county roads, but we're larger than many of the other communities in Houston County, and so that concerns me too, with the amount of traffic, with the amount of pedestrians, with the amount of walkers and bikers. And so those are all things that are on my mind as we consider this and hold off for the time being. One of the other things that I'm hearing here is that, registration and permit fees will come into the county and that will be a good thing. But law enforcement essentially is going to be handled by local law enforcement. And so there may be fees coming into the county, but the local police departments are the ones who are going to have to be managing this. And so in that sense, I do think the city should be able to take the measures that we need and that we believe are best for the safety of our streets. I do know that many other communities in Houston County have ordinances in place, and perhaps it's working for them. But I just want to have you be aware that there are these ongoing concerns that we have, and that we're going to continue the conversation as the redevelopment takes place in our downtown and sort out what works best. So just wanted to share a point of view today personally, and look forward to seeing what other kinds of details might be able to be put in your ordinance that would address some of those safety concerns that I've mentioned. And I also am concerned to what Commissioner Wright had mentioned in terms of making the public aware of what these rules are, so that if we are going to issue, if the county is going to issue permits, that they be sure that that those that are operating the units are certain about the different rules that might be in place in the different communities. And so there's a lot of elements to this. And so I appreciate you having the opportunity to have a hearing, and I'll keep track of where this is all headed, and may have other questions in the future. So,
Thank you, Teresa.
Quick comment for Commissioner Wright. It is recording so that we can see the speaker. So when you go back and watch the video, we'll be able to see the speaker. But it doesn't sound like there's a way to show you the speaker without changing that.
Thank you. Andy had a view of the audience, so I was just curious if we could do that earlier. No problem. Please continue.
Yeah, anybody next?
I'm Todd Lemke. I just want to share a few thoughts. Kurt mentioned something about trail passes for like snowmobiles. You do, in Minnesota, you have to buy a Minnesota license, and that covers all the trail passes through the whole state. If you come from out of state, you have to buy a separate trail pass just to ride on the state aid trails, but you can ride the whole state on the county roads and whatever with your Wisconsin or Iowa license without having to buy a Minnesota one. So in this one section, it says special vehicle permits from other jurisdictions will be recognized in this county. So you're just proposing that only the county residents have to buy the sticker?
Looks that way.
Okay. So then it wouldn't matter if people from other states or counties come into here. They wouldn't have to buy a pass.
That's something we gotta figure out, I guess.
Okay, I just wanna,
Good point, good point.
does like a city sticker trump a county sticker, vice versa? Is that something that's,
That's a good question. We'll get that answered.
okay?
too.
I think that was pretty much it, just some little things here. I mentioned this to somebody else too. If you do create an ordinance, is it gonna make you have to sign the roads that you can't go on? I don't know if that's would be a state law or not. I know the other counties don't have them, but maybe be something to look into, cause that would be another expense you guys would have allowing it.
Yep, well, we don't, yeah, that's a good point. Something we need to consider.
Yep. I agree with ordinance, I just don't agree with charging the fee.
Yep.
So that would be do the ordinance, get the gray area squared up, but charging the fee is, you know, just to, and then maybe not even have a sticker, just have an ordinance out there that tells you what you can and can't do, like, you need to know the driving laws, so go on the books and read them, and, or go in the book right there and read the, what you can and can't do.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Anybody else? Now's the time to speak.
Can I speak about the three
Sure.
things then? So I can clarify things. From the very start, like Bev's talked about, the permit fee, from the very start, I was not interested in a fee also. I basically said the same thing Bev said. We already have enough fees, stickers, everything else, but the statute does talk about have to have a permit. And like I said
but you have
before,
to have-
I'm not opposed to giving it for free or very nominal if you
But
want.
you have to have a fee, is that what you're saying?
No, you don't have to have a fee.
Oh, you don't have to, you just have to have a permit?
Permit, correct. This is very low cost for us to enact and to deregulate from my office. So, like I said before, in the previous commission meeting, I don't have a problem if you guys want to not have a fee for it. That's why I did write in this ordinance, there wouldn't be a fee until, next year,
New year.
until you guys set the fees. So if you don't set a fee for it, then it can be free. I believe Commissioner Zender said the stickers were very nominal in cost.
I think we have 100 stickers for under $100.
And realistically, our time isn't much at all. So if you want to make the fee for it free, that's your ability to make zero for the fee on that. Or if you want to make a couple dollars, the 3-year registration.
Yeah, nothing's free, but I mean, there's some cost to doing
Sure.
this, so,
If you want to make it free for them, I'm saying,
yeah,
I mean, everything comes at a cost.
right.
Sure.
Somebody's gonna pay the,
But if you're talking about 100 stickers at $75 or whatever you said, if you wanted to, we can definitely absorb that. It's very nominal.
through the sheriff's department budget? or-
Yeah, I mean, it's a very nominal amount.
Okay.
Teresa O'Donnell's comments about age regulations and stuff, that does address both in the statutes and the ordinance. It talks about ages. Anybody under the age of 18 has to have a valid driver's license and the ATV certificate. It says that in our ordinance, and there's other regulations already enacted in statutes on age requirements.
There's a age limit, isn't there? I mean, there's gotta be, you gotta
There's
be,
not an age limit.
thought you had to be 12 or older, or is that?
So they have,
Oh,
under Class 1 ATVs.
Minimum.
Eric, it's under the age of 10, age 10 and 11, age 12 to 15, 16 and 17.
correct. So on the county roads, though, you have to be at least have a driver's license
Right,
Is that on,
plus the certificate.
yeah, it's in this
And
book
UTVs.
here, yep.
Yep.
doesn't matter what
Correct.
size.
So that addresses the age
Problem
issues.
is the golf cart.
I'm trying to think what else was there. The permits that Todd Lemke was talking about. It does say in there that subdivision 2-3, I believe it is. It does talk about if you do have a permit from another, I believe it's called jurisdiction. So a city permit is valid. So if you have a City of Caledonia permit, it is valid throughout the county then, because it is a permit from a different jurisdiction. It doesn't say different county, it says different jurisdiction. So if you have a permit from Spring Grove, you live in the city of Spring Grove, you have a permit, it's valid in the county also.
They can go on any ride in the county.
Correct.
I think also the ordinance, what we came up with the city of Caledonia is, and I'm not picking on golf carts, but this was the biggest issue, is golf carts fell in between actual operating of a vehicle as well as then in between the UTV, ATV. That being said, there was no age restriction whatsoever, because we were having an issue with 10, 11, and 12-year-olds taking the golf cart to the pool for the day. And there was no state statute or, being our statute to regulate that. And by coming up with our ordinance the way we did, we were able to regulate that and regulate the operation of it, which after the ordinance was put into place, we actually decreased our enforcement on it because people were educated and understood it. So by having an ordinance, you are again cleaning up some language here and establishing parameters as far as kids on golf carts.
And also at township roads, golf carts are legal on township roads. And I can't tell you last time we had an issue with golf cart on a township road, even though it's totally legal,
You have more issues without me.
which is very few too.
Can I make one comment here? What happens if you come from a place where they don't have a required sticker?
Gotta come up so Cindy can.
Sorry? Yeah. What happens if you don't come from a place that has a sticker?
Then you should get a permit from
The county?
the county.
Okay. Okay. So like,
And that's why I wanted to make it streamlined for people, that if they wanted to come for the weekend, it's already Friday at 5 o'clock, we'd have something automated. If they submit it online, they'd get a printout right away and get the permit for it. Like I said, I'm not looking to hinder people, I'm trying to make it more for people that enjoy the area.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, we'll need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion. If everybody's done talking, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? If not, we'll do roll.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes. We
All
take a
right.
Quick break before the next one or not?
Yeah, we can take a recess. I just wanted to state that we're back in regular session right now, but this is all good information and we'll take this into consideration in the future, so we're not gonna decide nothing today, so. We'll take a short recess till our next, have our next, we're back in session here. Our next is the, public hearing on county fees. Is there a motion to, go into a public hearing?
So move.
Second?
Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Okay. Carol, you got all the information there and.
Right, it was included in the packet, the things that we needed to address for fee additions in the,
And these are new fees too.
these are new fees that have to be addressed at a public hearing
Yep.
and then voted on. So the first one is we have a tobacco license, but the Auditor Treasurer's Office is requesting a late renewal fee because they spend a lot of time tracking down information or having people get in. So that is one of the new fees that's requested. The sheriff?
He's outside.
Okay.
Brent, you wanna? Thank you.
He had requested the buoy permit fee of $20. And then the special use vehicle permit, which would be
So-
adopted if the ordinance was adopted and specified a fee. It would probably be best just actually to not address that one today, since the ordinance wasn't, or
Right, we're not gonna do an action item on the ATV ordinance, so.
right, and then in the ordinance, it says there wouldn't be a fee if it's done before December 30th or 31st of 2025.
Right, so we would have some
So we
time.
would have some time to actually address a fee if the board
Yeah, so
wanted a fee.
we'll just eliminate that one, all right, for now.
So then The next fee listing is the cannabis registration fees, and did you want to address how that's?
So I did hand out a new listing. The one in your board packet is old, that, as we got looking into it more, we actually only really have the authority to issue a registration, or put a registration fee on retail cannabis businesses, and that just outlined all of the license types, that didn't limit it to retail. So the one that I just put there includes the micro business, mezzo business, retailer, medical cannabis combination, and then low potency hemp, which is actually hemp, but they will be doing more with that this fall. So, well, at least if we look at that today, we'll have it in place for when that time comes. The initial registration fee does also include the first year renewal, and so the renewal fee you see is at the start, or will be at the start of their second year of business.
Which would, for micros, would be $1,000.
Correct.
We just wouldn't get that up front. We would get that in their first year renewal.
Correct.
Do we get to keep the fees, or does that guy go on the state?
I believe this is a county.
This is for county fees only.
Do we get
Yep.
to keep
I'm
the
not
fees?
sure how the reporting works.
Cities would have their own fees if they could do that.
Correct. If they have their own ordinance, then they will assess their own fee. So this applies to everything under our ordinance, which is the communities of Spring Grove, Eitzen, Brownsville, Houston, and Hoka.
Yeah, so this new one here that you handed out is what we're gonna,
Yep.
Where did you come up with these here for prices? Is this what all the others are doing, or similar, or?
That is the maximum we are allowed by statute.
That's a maximum?
That is the same way Winona County is set up. La Crescent limits theirs, they just have a $500 and $1,000. With the micro business, I'm not sure how that works, I guess.
okay.
You got all these different categories. So like if we wanted to open up a shop, do you have to get a separate license for each one of these categories? Or do you get one license that will cover it all?
So when they get approved by the state, they will have had to apply for a specific license type, and then there's also different endorsements that they can seek. For instance, right now, we're looking at one at the, or will be at the planning commission level, that they've got pre-approval as a micro business, but they're actually not planning to do any retail, and they won't have a retail endorsement. They're going to just strictly do cultivation. And so that one, then at that point, won't be required to pay a local registration fee. So it really depends on what they've sought at the state level.
Yeah, they can't do retail in an ag district anyway, so they're not, they wouldn't be allowed to do that, according to our ordinance.
Okay.
So Greg, all these fees here, these are all the different categories that the state has. So this is, we're just copying what the state is doing here. We're not adding anything extra, that's how many darn businesses they got for this stuff, so.
Yeah, and it just says that we can charge up to this rate, so we set it at the maximum. If you choose not to, that is also your decision.
Just gonna ask again that, do you know what any of the other counties are doing?
Like I said, Winona County had the same setup. I'm not sure if you had done other research.
I mean, as far as the maximum amounts.
I would think that they're all doing the maximum, but I guess I can't say that I've done the research to see.
To me, why wouldn't you do the maximum? Because we can't tax it.
Right.
So this is our only,
It's the only revenue we're gonna get out of it, more or less.
that's basically it, yep. Okay, Carol, you wanna go?
Can I get that?
Oh, yep.
Thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mila.
All right, so those are the new cannabis fees that we would adopt today. Then we have some fee changes. It's not necessary that they actually be discussed in the public hearing, but it's easier just to do it here to look at those fee changes that will be updated on the fee schedule, and they can all be approved at the same time after the public hearing. Brian, the buoy fee or buoy permit, what is that again?
What permits, is a permit for
Any other public comment on this?
buoys?
Yeah.
Okay,
So they're for advisory buoys.
Okay,
advisory buoys. And we don't install them. The person installs them themselves. So that's that new fee. So the Auditor Treasurer's Office currently collects a driver's license reinstatement fee, which is $8. They are proposing to increase that to $11. The tobacco license is currently $100, proposed is $200, and then adding that late fee as a new fee. The peddler's transient merchant, currently we have a $75 non-refundable fee that gets posted to the auditor's office, and then a $25 to $75 application fee. And the proposal now is to just change that to $150 per year. We will need to modify our ordinance, the language in the ordinance, if this is approved.
okay.
Okay? Then they would like to increase the Sunday liquor license, which is currently $50 to $200. The statutory reference is there, 340A.504. There is going to be a proposal for next year's liquor licenses, possibly raising overall cost of those that you just approved today, but that would have to be done for next year's license issues.
All right.
Okay? So there's not really a lot of changes. I guess
Okay.
cannabis is the biggest.
Yep.
How did the rest of these fees align with other counties?
They did do research on each of them, and this is looking at kind of averages of
Okay,
the county fees.
great, thanks.
Is there anybody from the public that would like to make a comment on these fees? This is your chance at the public hearing. Yes, come forward. State your name and where you're from.
Hello, my name is Alex Traster. I live in Brownsville. I'm currently one of the owners of Carbon MN LLC. We're in the pre-approval process from the OCM as well. Have all our background checks completed there. I wanted to ask you guys, and it seems like I already have my answer though. I was curious where you got these numbers from to choose for the fees. I was curious what the costs might be for you guys to actually like implement the different registrations, I guess, because if you're just going right to the maximum, I hear you that that's the only money you're going to see potentially from these different businesses, but you just talked about how the other fees could be zero if you wanted and it would be all right. So I'm just curious what the actual costs you're looking at are going to be, or if you have any projections that way, compared with the annual fees that we'll have to pay.
Okay.
So that's one question. And I also wanted to potentially bring it to your attention that retail companies are consistently making around 100% markup on their different products that they sell, and there is a lot less risk associated with that compared with the actual production and manufacturing of the stuff. You have crop losses and different things. So if you do decide to stray from the maximum fees, potentially consider lowering the fees for the production end of it and keeping them high for the retail, because the retail, especially in border areas, is going to do very, very well. Also consider lowering the fees for social equity applicants, because the state already gave them a specific definition to meet to be a social equity applicant, which means that they were adversely affected by cannabis laws in the past. So I think it would be important for our county to at least acknowledge that that set of applicants exists as well. And one way would be to potentially lowering their fees. I will say that I'm very happy though that these fees don't seem incredibly high, and if that's what the maximum is, I'm not saying that I'm opposed to it at all. I just am curious a little bit more about what fees you're looking at with actually putting this into place.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Okay. Seeing as though there's no other comments, nobody online, I don't believe. Is there a motion to adjourn the public hearing?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
All right. Now we'll go to action item number 2. Consider approving new fees and fee changes. We just had a public hearing on that. We got a list of the new fee and the changes in some fees. That's what we're here to take action on. Is there any further discussion? If not, is there a motion to approve the new fees and changes to fees? Excluding the special use permit fee, seeing as how we haven't taken action on that.
I'd make a motion to adapt the fees as presented.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
I would just like to make a comment with the public comment that was just presented, that in the future, as we look at changes, because this is kind of a initial period when we are instilling these fees in our system, that we do review what our costs are in actually maintaining the management for these fees, and just to consider, the, not just write up, say, this is what we're going to actually charge for a fee because we can, but that we take into consideration, what's cost effective for us to do in the future.
So are we gonna issue these permits through zoning? We got any other ideas how to do it?
Well, like this Thursday night, we have a hearing on a micro business right now, this coming Thursday night. So yeah, they'll be getting permits through the county. Registrations. Yep. All right, thank you, Cindy.
I'll just clarify that. So there's actually 3 roles the county is gonna play in cannabis. If there's a land use permit necessary, such as that one, then the zoning office will be involved in that. There's a zoning compliance check that we obviously will complete as well. But then the retail registration is actually done through the auditor treasurer office.
Thank you for that
You take care
clarification.
of 2 out of the 3.
That's where this fee would be paid.
Yep, and
Yep,
that's what it's.
auditor treasurer, yep. Okay. We'll proceed with roll call.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
All right. Motion passed. We'll move on to closing public comment. Anybody would like to make a closing public comment?
There we go.
Come forward.
I do.
Bobby has something to say. Come on forward.
Just a quick report on SEMCAC.
You want to state your name and where you're from?
Bob Burns, Caledonia.
Thank you.
Wow.
Sir?
Got to do it for the recording.
I understand. I'll leave Cindy's on her desk. This is the report. Wait until I sit down. So this is a report of the Houston County impact by SEMCAC for 2024. Talks about the senior services that were provided, energy assistance, weatherization, housing rehab loans, Head Start and early Head Start, transportation, and the outreach and emergency services. These are all the different services that SEMCAC provides. That's what happened in 2024 as this 25 report. What I want to tell you about is the funding aspects of SEMCAC as it stands. The federal government has eliminated some aspects of funding for the SEMCAC projects, but the committees have put it back. So we're not real sure how that's gonna end up as far as funding for SEMCAC for '26. We do know that different aspects of it are going to change, especially in the senior nutrition and senior access to food. The federal money's coming to the state, but what the state has done is reallocated the way that they distribute that money. So less of it, a lesser percentage goes to rural and a higher percentage is going to the metro. So of course, we don't agree with it, but.
So the state just recently decided that, or is it always
Right.
done that way?
This is new. This
Oh,
is
okay.
new. This is the way it's
The
done.
new bill that they just passed.
Right.
Okay.
And then the way things are set up, the poverty part of it, as far as improvements and loans and whatnot, might change, might not. They're at the mercy of the feds as it stands right now. But it
That's on
has.
your household, right? The household rehab loans, is what
Right.
you're talking about, okay.
But as you can see from like senior services, the 10,000 hot nutritious meals, that'll change if we don't have the funding and there's no meals available or the cost goes higher. Same thing with transportation. If the transportation funding changes, instead of $2 a bus ride, it could go to $4. It's the low income people, they can't afford to do that, but you gotta make it so it's sustainable. But this is the report. I'm within my 2 minutes. That's all I'm gonna take.
Well, you can go longer, Bob. We're not gonna cut you off here.
No, I was surprised that I got here and time to talk to you.
Yep.
I had a veteran service run this morning and I thought you'd be gone by the time I got here, but
All right,
I'm appreciating the fact that I got a chance to see it.
all right.
So, thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Is there anything else needs to come before the board?
I have one question
Yeah.
for Amelia, but Jake said last night that there were no lottery winners in Houston County for the latest cannabis drawing. I just wondered if I could confirm.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Well, if she's issuing permits and you're talking about land use, you know, if no one was approved, there's another lottery drawing.
But like most of the cannabis retailers they were within the city, so that'd be a city ordinance that you know, they'd be handling that, so.
Okay,
Yep,
no one potentially on your fees list
okay,
right now.
okay, yep.
You got something back there you want?
Any other public comment?
Sometimes micro businesses don't need to go through the lottery application process. So there are some micro businesses that are.
Any other public comment? Not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second that. Roll call?
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Thank you.